So think about it. When you're drunk, all your thoughts are drunk thoughts. It doesn't matter what your best drunk thought is. It's still a drunk thought. We think from the state we're in. We think from the state we're in. And that's important to realize. We think from the state we're in. So think about it. When you're drunk, all your thoughts are drunk thoughts. It doesn't matter what your best drunk thought is. It's still a drunk thought, right? It's still a drunk thought. When we're anxious, your best thought, the highest you could reach is still limited by anxiety, right? We think from the state we're in. We think from the state we're in. And so that's important to understand, because right now, dude, and for those of you that were on Sunday's call, I shared with you a lot of anxiety that's been going around. It's been working its way through my body. I don't know if it's my anxiety or if it's the country's anxiety, here in the US, but I've just been feeling it. And I've been on a lot of calls with a lot of guys in this brotherhood who have been feeling a little bit of anxiety, or who have been feeling a little bit of scarcity, a little bit of fear about what's next, what awaits me in the future, right? But here's the thing, when we're trying to think about our future and we're in an anxious state, well, guess what is going to happen when you think about your future? You're going to project anxiety onto it, and whatever you think about is going to stare anxiety back at you. You project it out, and then it looks right back at you in the face. And so when we're in a place of uncertainty, it's easy for old things to get triggered. It's easy for anxiety or doubt or scarcity to get triggered within us. And when we feel unsafe, when we feel worried, we have a preoccupation with the future, right? When we're worried, we get obsessed with what's next. And you see how that's a big fucking problem? Because if we're in a state of anxiety and we're obsessed with what's next, what are we going to project onto what available future is coming? We're going to project anxiety onto it. So what we're going to see is going to amplify the anxiety. But on the flip side, why do we do the daily routine? Why in that breath work did I invite you to return to a place of feeling great, feeling at your best? Because we think from the state we're in. So when we do things that elevate our state, guess what happens? What we think, the options and the potentials that we see are much more encouraging. They're much more inviting, right? Who here has woken up and it was the day you were going on vacation and you just sprung out of bed? You're like, fuck yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to go to the airport, got my comfy pants on, about to go to the beach, right? And all your thoughts are pretty good, right? Because you're in an excited state. You're in an anticipatory state, a positive anticipatory state. And guess what? Your thoughts match that, right? And so a lot of us, and this is why the protocol exists, right? This is why the protocol exists. But a lot of us, we get into a bad state. We get into a negative state. We get into an anxious state. We get into a scarcity state. We get into a doubtful state. And we try to think our way out of it, right? It's like being in a hole and trying to dig yourself out of the hole by digging yourself deeper in the hole. It's insidious. It doesn't work, right? Yeah, like Julius is saying, it's like a rabbit hole, right? And so we get into this negative state and we try to think our way out of it. But because we think from the state we're in, everything we're thinking is projecting or reinforcing the state we're in, and we end up more in that state, right? I think, Dustin, that's kind of what you're going through right now, man. And like I said, run the protocol and then we can connect on it tomorrow. But, this would happen to me on Sunday, and I shared it with you. I was in this anxious state and I was trying to think my way out of an anxious state, which just pulled me deeper into an anxious state. And that's when I stopped and asked myself, what would I do, right? What would I do if I truly believed that the end was secure, right? What would I do if I truly believed that the universe is only here to serve me, right? What would I do if I truly believed all of the things that we say we believe here at Wake Up Wealthy? And that's what gave me the systems and the structures to elevate my state, right?